Finally found out that my girlfriend of 10 plus years and fiancé of 4 years has been cheating on me for the last 3 years. After deciding to put all of our money into purchasing a house. Yesterday morning, as he walked out of my driveway, a 30-year-old guy, 5 years my junior, yelled at me. My fiancé and this guy, who claims to be surprised that the person he's been seeing for 3 years now has a home, a dog, and an engaged boyfriend, makes me feel a bit better about myself as I walk out the door. While I was outside with the two of them, he came in after finishing his speech segment and strolled inside the room. For the last 10 years, my partner and I have been together. Our relationship went through many ups and downs while I was away at graduate school, and we ended up getting engaged as a result of our experiences. My mother's house had undergone a dramatic transformation by the time I returned. The lack of connection and intimacy between the two of us was just a continuation of what we had been experiencing before. They did, however, agree to work on the project as a collaborative effort. Things began to appear more promising, and we ultimately opted against having a wedding in the first place. Using the money we had saved and the money that our family would be able to give for us, we hoped to be able to purchase a home. Her connection with this other man comes to light after a year of living at home and years of arguing with me over my choice to allow her to be independent and go out with her friends on Friday and Saturday evenings. Over an extended length of time. In light of how connected our lives have become and the fact that we have this magnificent home in both of our names, I'm at a loss for what to do. In addition to being a superb canine friend, I am encouraged by the fact that she has not refuted anything and seems to have told me the complete truth about this individual. This man was capable of filling a hole in her life that I was unable to fill. Her motivation for doing the crime was twofold: she wanted to feel loved again, and she also wanted to restore her youthful look. I suppose our circumstance was too much for her, and she wanted to be able to pretend she was back in college or something similar to relieve the stress. To be really honest, that's not very fair to me. Though she said that she would want for us to work, I can't seem to get the picture of her and this lie out of my brain, despite her statements. Everything about our lives, our family, and our home is something I adore. But, despite this, I'm not sure I'll ever be able to love her in the same way that I did before. Please make yourself available to me. Update: my choice to spend the weekend apart from my partner came as a result of the news I had just received. When I confided in a few close friends, they supplied me with some sound counsel, but they eventually advised me against making any quick judgments in either way. You should feel these feelings, but you should not allow them to take over your life or demand filthy answers from other people in return. Despite the fact that my partner has been abusive to me, I have no ill will toward her and have no wish to see her die. We all know what you're thinking, and it may be an indicator that I'm losing interest in her, but I really don't want her to die by the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. All I want is for people to be honest with themselves, and I would like for everyone to be honest with themselves as well. My first and most essential objective is to be able to make an honest choice for myself with the confidence that I deserve. There has been a great lot of discussion and disagreement about her motivation for doing what she did over the last several days, and this has continued into today. It's utterly unreasonable in every way. However, it did draw attention to the fact that something was wrong between us. This week, my therapists are different. I'm seeing an independent therapist alone as well as a couple therapist with her, which is a first for me. However, this week, I took the day off and told her that I would be spending the day at the beach instead of in the workplace. My suggestion was that we spend some time apart to allow our emotions to be processed and our composure to be restored. In the aftermath of the things I've done to her over the years, she has expressed sorrow, and although some of her feelings are genuine, I believe she needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror to realize what she's done. Furthermore, I've seen that she is much more protective of her activities and scared of losing her home to me and being labeled as the cheating spouse than I am, despite the fact that my life has been totally flipped upside down as a result of her actions. That is really important. So I'm entrusting her with all of my typical duties this week, even things she doesn't understand about what I do around the home, as a result of her recent diagnosis. Please accept my apologies, but I'm not going to accept your pitchforks and demand that I dump her in front of everyone while making a huge spectacle of myself. That's simply not the way I roll, to be honest. Better to make an educated choice and then be happy with my decision than the other way around. It will be because of her heinous behavior that I will have to leave her in the way in which I did that I will be able to develop as a person. She'll be even more dissatisfied if she happens to run into the person she might have been with earlier in the day. But I'm not quite there yet. I'm still a bit puzzled and befuddled by the whole situation. Update 2. A lot has transpired in the previous month or so, and the therapy has shown to be really useful. My ex-fiancée and I came to the conclusion that she needed to relocate to a new apartment and that we needed to end our relationship completely. We've apparently been seeing separate therapists and have agreed not to speak for at least a month as a result of our relationship. That period of time has been set out for me. I've realized that having constant contact with her and reliving past events and disagreements with her does not help at all and really makes me feel worse, so I'm avoiding it until I feel better about everything. If I ever have the opportunity. This period of time after my last update has sent me into the worst depression I've ever experienced in my life. However, I believe it has the potential to be advantageous. In addition to exercising and going on dates, I've been growing more aware of who I am and what I want/need in life as well as in a partner. In a long-term relationship that matures slowly, and when you come from a family with a history of infidelity, you tend to accept it as normal. And it has been the crux of my problems. No, I'm not sure what a normal relationship is or what it may be like. So talking to others who have no prior experience with anything like this and have no understanding of our situation has been useful because it has let me see how twisted our lives were and how screwed up what she did was as a result of her actions. I also recently got in touch with the individual, who, like me, seemed to be completely oblivious of the issue. He hasn't gotten back to me yet. I wanted some clarity on a few of items, as well as confirmation that she had seen him since D-Day, so I contacted her directly. The attempts to revive our relationship have been made by my ex, but I have no intention of doing so. What will happen over the following several months is that I will buy her out of our house and gradually relocate her somewhere with me. Following the signing of the documents and the continuation of my life, I'll most likely provide another final update on this, but I wanted to express my gratitude to everyone who has shown support for me on this site or in private messages. Without going through it, there is no way to properly prepare for or comprehend it, and I'm still going through it at the present time. I get recurring nightmares and feel quite exhausted and gloomy at times. Nonetheless, it is conceivable to feel hopeful, if not downright pleased about the future, and I am seeing indicators of this right now. I want to advise anybody else who is going through a similar scenario to do all in their power to get away from it as soon as possible. Keep your distance from the individual who had the affair, since they are toxic and will make you feel miserable. But keep in mind that you are not the one who is suffering. Make a commitment to yourself to engage in activities such as going out with friends or taking a trip to keep your mind busy. Broken Open by Elizabeth Lesser, which was recommended to me by my therapist, was a book that I found to be quite beneficial to my recovery.